Hello everyone, my name is Matti McLean, and yesterday they just released the All-Stars 7 Drag Race Champions, I guess, edition, which is fine, but I figure while this is going on, what better time to rank all of the Drag Race winners so far? So Drag Race is a franchise I hold very dear to my heart. I will go and say I haven't seen Drag Race Italia, and I haven't seen Drag Race Holland all the way through. So there's going to be 2 and or 3 winners here that I haven't dealt with directly, but everything else I should be good for. I think I've seen it all, and we're going to find out. If I can remember them, that's usually a pretty good sign. So number 1 that they went with is Crystal Versace for some reason. Extremely talented kid, but I don't definitely an odd choice as the winner of that season. Very talented, very, very pretty. She actually reminds me of my friend Autumn, who just looks very done up. Always looks perfect. It's very annoying, but she's beautiful, whatever. Crystal Versace, I don't hate. I still feel like it should have been Ella Vidae, but whatever. Trixie Mattel, or the one that I like to say, the one that isn't Ben de la Creme. She, you know what? Talented, very, very good singing voice, good playing the lute or guitar or whatever. I wish I could say more about her. I know she's very well beloved. For me, she's never been 100%, so we'll keep her where she is. Shea Coulee, also very good. Very, very talented, very, very beautiful. What can you say about Shea Coulee that hasn't been said a million times before? I do consider her in the B tier, simply because even though she is no, she's an A. She's very much an A. Very professional, very, very good looks, very smart. Yeah, nothing bad to say. Alaska. I feel like Alaska's the first S tier queen. Not that there's any real distinction there. It's just who's stood the test of time best, who stood the test of time the most fiercely, or did they break the mold in some way? Did Alaska break any molds in any realistic way? Not really, but is she still a fascinating and dynamic queen? Absolutely. Very, very, very intelligent, actually. Seeing her just speak about a lot of things is really cool. Angelia Nang. Drag Race Thailand is my favorite franchise of Drag Race across everything. I think Drag Race Thailand is the coolest place in my heart. I wish she's done more. She hasn't done much since being a part of this, but just the fact that she's so gorgeous. First trans contestant as well to win the title, so keeping her on top is kind of a no-brainer. Aquaria. Wasn't ever one that did anything for me. I think she's very, very talented. I think she did good for what she achieved, but there was kind of a letdown with that season. I don't know if at the end I was really rooting for anybody, but I think that she's very competent, very good queen, and yeah, nothing bad to say. BB the first real queen winner. Still great, still very, very Cameroon, which I think is wonderful. I love her. Well, everyone just loves her. She's kind of just known for being that mother Diana figure. All-Stars 3 made it a little, shady with her, but that's fine. She wasn't eliminated, nor would she have been. I don't think the producers would have allowed that. It would have looked bad. Bianca. I'm just going to move on to Bianca. She's easier to talk about. Bianca's a clown. Went recently saw her comedy. Still working very much. Still very fierce. Still very popular. And for good reason. She's one of the few winners who's never been in the bottom. She's one of the few contestants on Drag Race who has never lip-synced, which is something that is literally impossible now because everything's set up so that to make you lip-sync. So we'll see where that goes. Bob, the drag queen. Very funny. Very cool. Very casual, I think is a good word for it. Yeah, she's great. Everyone loves Bob. I don't know. Carmen Carrera. No, not Carmen Carrera. Carmen Farala? I like her more than I like Crystal. Very, very... No, you know what? I think I like her the same as I like Bob and Trixie. She's very, very well put together. Very, very poised, very elegant, very beautiful. As a man and a woman. Just lovely. Personality could be a little persnickety sometimes, but I liked her catty side that she let out on the show. You can't deny that. It's good television, so let it roar is what I say. Chaz Michaels. Where do you fit Chad? Well, Chad is unquestionably one of the more interesting queens to ever come out of Drag Race. I feel like they made Drag Race All-Stars Season 1 specifically for her. She's an icon. She's the best Cher that they've ever had. Like, hands down, the best. And she's incredibly intelligent, very smart, very fun, very wise. I don't know how much drag she's still doing, but I hope a lot. She pops up all the time as a Cher impersonator, and she's, for good reason, she's the best. So you cannot get better than her, I would say. Next up, we have Sonique. I know she's the first American trans winner. Sorry, I think she goes by Kylie Sonique Love now, which is fine. I don't hate Kylie. I don't love Kylie. I think she's a very good Dolly Parton. I think she's going to ride that rails till the end, till the wheels fall off the darn train. But yeah, very pretty, very clever, very smart. Did well. Did she deserve the win? I felt like she was kind of pushed through. There were some people who definitely suffered because of the formatting. I don't think she was one of them. But, what can we say? Classic, well done, good job. Jinx is an all-time great. Jinx is hilarious. Jinx is professional. Jinx is super clever. They gave her a very kind edit. Let's not lie. But, she's very poised. Her shows that she does with Ben de la Creme are very, very good. She's very smart. I love that she has a high camp factor to her, which I just think is great. So, yeah. Priyanka. Who doesn't love Priyanka? What's her name? Priyanka. Yay. Yeah, she's hilarious. I adore Priyanka. I would put her above Shea, and I'm not even going to apologize for it. Isis Couture, Canada Drag Race Season 2 winner. I didn't feel Isis' win was as justified as I wanted it to be. Competent queen? Absolutely. Gorgeous fashion queen? Absolutely. Did we need another Ontario queen as the winner? Maybe not. I really thought that Pythia had it, just based off of the sheer quality of the works that she brought. But, I'm not mad at Isis. I would still happily go see her in a show, but we'll see where she fits in overall. Natalie Appliaca, the first plus-size winner of all of Drag Race, hasn't done much since that I can see on this side, unfortunately. But I do adore her. I think that she's super cool. I think she's really interesting. I do wish that she was more visible, especially on this side of the world. But hey, kudos for being the first plus-size winner. Kudos for just rocking Drag Race Thailand Season 1. It's still my favorite season of Drag Race of all time. The fact that on the first episode of Drag Race Thailand, they had to make an outfit that had 3 different looks in one. What other franchise would do that? What other Drag Race franchise would do that? The answer is none of them. None of them at all. This is something that's really cool and interesting and should be admired, and whatever. It's fine. Ketamine, Australia, Down Under. Probably the best thing to come out of that franchise. It should have been her and Anita, and at the end. It was weird casting. Deserving winner, yes. Great winner, I don't know. I'll hold judgment on that. Next up, we have Jada Essence Hall, winner of Season 13 Drag Race Regular Flavor. I think that Jada is probably the one who got screwed the hardest. And so she's a D tier, but not by her own fault, because no one saw the pandemic coming. She should have been, she should have exploded and been everywhere. But how can you do that when you can't leave your house? So I hate that she's down here, but that's Season 12? I think she might be Season 12. I'm probably mistaken with that one. But yeah, she's great. Everyone loves the look over there. Everyone thinks that she's super professional. Didn't see her coming as a winner during the season. But no complaints. Lawrence Chaney. I would say I would place Lawrence higher, but towards the end of the season, that's kind of my complaint with Crystal as well, is that I really feel they're building up other people to be the winner, and then at the last minute, they're just like, oh, wait, no, it's our original winner that we were going for. Ha, ha, ha. And it's like, oh, no. So, does Lawrence deserve the win? Sure. I'm still Team Bimini. I feel like a lot of people are still Team Bimini. That's nothing against Lawrence. Like, she's great. She's very clever, very funny, very funny. And she did a good job on her season, and I respect that. So, no complaints from me. Next up, we have Monet, the Sponge Queen. Sponge Queen realness would settle somewhere in the... I don't know. I feel like the end result of that... She's no Bob. She is kind of a Bob. But, like, only because there's the family relation. Monet's great. I'll always hold a little bit of resentment in my heart that they knocked Dusty out, and, you know, it's not her fault. But, is she great? Yeah, she's great. No complaints. Sharon's hard to rank, because do you rank Sharon based on her on the show, or do I rank Sharon based on what's come out after the show? I don't know. Sharon is, on the show, solid B tier. Post-show, like, solid D tier low. I think I'll split the difference and just put her as a C tier, because Sharon is very talented on her season. She brought a lot to the show. It's just, what do you do with that? I don't know. Raja. Do I consider Raja an A tier or an S tier? I would consider Raja solid A. Right under Jinx. Solid A. Very, very, very good. Very funny. He's been doing this forever. Sutan is just brilliant. I've followed them since literally Top Model days, because of course I did. But yeah, she's wonderful. Wonderful performer. I'm really excited to see them in All-Stars 7. I think that they're such an interesting and cool choice. So I'm very excited for what's happening next. Evie Oddly, one of the coolest performers in Drag Race ever. Like, flat out, super interesting, super engaging, lip syncs like no one else has or since. So, super cool. Very excited to see what they bring back. And yeah, if it couldn't have been Brooke, I'm happy it's them. So, Sasha Velour. Now, here's the question. Is Sasha an A tier or an S tier? I love that. You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb. Sasha's S tier for me personally, because I think that what they brought to the competition was super unique and interesting. The rose petals, but even what they've done since with the whole Sasha Velour art and her creativity and her, like, even her show Smoke and Mirrors is wonderful. It's so well done. Yeah. Very, very, I've always been impressed with Sasha, and I'm never going to not be impressed with Sasha. Simone. Simone's fine. Solid B tier. Only because that season gets dogged on a lot because it's very, I don't know, long. This season's so much longer, but that season was long. You can see the format getting a little long in the tooth. I feel like she got overshadowed by a lot of other people, not in terms of their talent, but just in terms of it being such a narrative-heavy season for everyone involved that year. I don't know. I love them. Think they're great. Very, very cool. Vivian. I was never a big Vivian fan. I was always Team Divina. Does that detract from their talent? No. I'm going to slot them right behind Kylie, and I feel like that's, you know what, I'm going to actually bump Crystal down a little bit more. There we go. That feels right to me. Trinity the Tuck. I find it hilarious that that's their name now, but super, like, what do you say about Trinity? Was I ever the biggest Trinity fan? No. Do I respect the crap out of them? Absolutely. And do they do a good show? Do they know exactly what they're doing? Yes. So for that reason, Trinity, I will consider the rightful winner of All-Star Season 4. Nothing against Monet, but that was very clearly done just to get someone other than a white blonde into the Hall of Fame. Rightfully so. Like, I don't have any complaint with that. I think it might have been the right choice in retrospect, but if they had really thought about it, they probably should have filmed a tiebreaker between the two of them. Not a tiebreaker, but like a tie of them both getting the crown. So, we'll go with that. Tyra. Violet. Violet moving into here. I think it's a bit of a bad rap. So, Violet is unquestionably talented, unquestionably beautiful. Very, very, like, she got some weird storylines in her season, which I don't think helped her. Is Violet the worst? No. But I do feel like she doesn't have as much pull as a lot of the other queens. So, this is my ranking. I wish I could slot in the Holland queens, but unfortunately I don't know them well enough. I actually can't tell you which one's Holland and which one's Italia. So, yeah. This is my slotting, and I'm just going to quickly see how I compare to everyone else. All right, so this is the everyone else category. As you can see, a lot of people are much more generous than I am, and I am a bit of an anomaly here. Aquaria number 1? Okay. That's shocking. Didn't see that coming. Alaska and Bianca being in the S tier makes sense. The fact that Carmen Farala's up there, that's interesting. Yeah, this is curious because I'm very much outside the norm here. I'm glad Priyanka's A tier. They put Ketamine A tier. Sasha, Trinity, BB all A tier. Sure. Like, none of these queens are bad. Like, flat out, none of them are anything other than spectacular. But I don't like this. I don't like this scene down here because Tyra above Angelique and Natalia, that's not cool. That's not no. I feel like everyone's kind of feeling the same way about Sharon that I am. I see the Holland Queens don't have quite the same amount of recognition. That's fine. But even just like, I'm surprised how many of them are stacked in the upper echelon. So I'm curious to know what a lot of people out there are doing. So this is my list. I hope that you've enjoyed it. I'm excited for the new season of Drag Race All-Stars Season 7. And once it starts up, I guess we'll be doing a lot more of this. So let me know what you think. And if you could do me a favor, if you've watched more than one of my videos, subscribe. And if you haven't, subscribe anyways, because I would like that. All right. Well, you guys have a good day. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.